that moderator? You know,
No,
say,
first message she. That's how I mute it.
are she?
No, I first message she.
No, come. Me want to know so me can. Okay. Me I think I she that. All right. So, Guyanese, so what you say now? What you say
Let me
now?
repeat
Because
it again. When a judge pass an order down, so let me break it down to them so they can understand more. Okay. So for instance,
hold on. Because I know somebody, me can't go in my document. Where Katy there? Katy, come here.
he has a restraining order for a
Because
year.
We have the date of when the restraining order was filed. Wait. Me
Okay.
tell you
No,
now,
it was granted. You can't go the day it was filed, the day that the judge granted.
okay, hold on. Okay, Katy, come here now. What's the date of the restraining order?
That he was that
Hold
that was
on.
granted.
Let me see if Rush, where there? Me not see you for a man. Come here, Rush. Rush, where you there? Where you there? Because me and my people them we gonna dig down date, you know. Me like date.
Somebody said it was granted on and it was granted of is that the 3rd of May. Okay, so when did he put that out?
Hold on. When was the restraining order granted, please?
She
Hello?
said the 3rd of May.
Hold on, Ghanese. What you say, Katy?
It was granted on the 3rd of May.
Me write that down, me love, because you know me have to have everything in my file, because when me attack, me need to talk with sense. So it was
Everything
granted
was
that.
granted, yes. The
And when
restraining
did he
order
put
was
out that post? Because me know so the
on the
post.
3rd at 4:15 p.m. I
How
got
much?
it right when he posted it on the 4:15 p.m. on the 3rd of May. Remember, they went to court in the morning,
No,
May
the
3rd.
restraining order. When was the restraining
Restraining
order
order
It
granted
was
against
granted.
granted
Ivany?
on the 3rd of May. So when they went to court on the 3rd of May, he was granted a restraining order on the 3rd of May.
Mm-hmm.
And he was denied on the 3rd of May.
Okay, so and when he put out
And
He
exactly once
posted it
that
at
order
4:15. He posted it around 4:15 or 4:13 p.m. May 3rd. So after everything was granted and he got the restraining order and he got the
but
denial, he
the
posted.
restraining order, I remember, I think was 1 year.
Yes,
yes,
the restraining order was on the 12th. He posted it in the evening after everything was granted and signed by the judge.
judge. So he's in
So
contempt.
wait no. So the restraining so he posted on the 12th and the restraining order was granted on the 12th, on the 3rd.
So yes, remember he filed for it and they all went to court on the 3rd of May. So when they all went to court on the 3rd of May, everything was granted. He was granted a restraining order for 12 months and then he was denied emergency custody on the 3rd of May.
Right. So the restraining order was granted. So when he posted stuff.
In the evening on May 3rd. So after they went to court and everything, he went online in the evening at 4. So I got the screenshot at 4:15 p.m. And they went to court in the morning.
All right.
And he's held in contempt. He can be held in contempt by the courts. Each restraining order, this is what they do. They take the restraining order. He has to take it to the closest police stations. They give you 3 copies. One he keeps for himself. One he takes to the police station. The 3rd one is in case they have a kid together. But since the child is not a part of that restraining order, they own the 3rd copy. He will keep or take it to his job. Okay. Now, in that order, it will be stipulations, and believe it or not, that restraining order will say that they both stay away from each other of a variation of 1 year, meaning he's not supposed to speak about her. She's not supposed to speak about him. She's not supposed to be in his presence or anything like that, because it will be a violation of the court and the court order. He can be held in contempt. Secondly, when it comes to the judge denying you custody, he basically didn't care what the judge said. He went behind the judge's back and placed that on social media. Again, a second contempt.
And you know, so me say that's why me say no guy needs me glad me have it in the capital so me nah go and fight. You realize me tell you, Katy?
Yes.
because the
Oh,
judge
Mr.
will see it.
Let go of
what
it.
other
It depends
clock
on the
occurred
judge that
there?
he has. If he has a judge that is strict, that judge will get upset and say, basically, you're putting this child at risk for your own personal matter. A
So,
real
Guyanese, can
judge,
I ask a question?
yeah.
The fact that he's not legally deemed as the alleged, right? He's not deemed as that yet.
It can be
Would that
kidnapped
cover?
if
Would
he
that
ever
be?
get that child.
No,
It will
what
be
I was
kidnapped.
asking is, would it cover the baby too? Because by right now, as the law
Remember,
pertains,
he
he's
didn't get
not
a
legally.
restraining order. He got a restraining order.
Yeah. So what I'm asking is the fact
It
that he's
doesn't
still
cover the
not
baby because
deemed.
the baby is not in the restraining order. The only thing that will cover that baby is the denial, the emergency denial. That's the
Okay.
only thing. So he has two contempt. He has the contempt with the judge denying him custody, emergency custody. And the second one is him already breaking the restraining order. You cannot do that. They will really lock you up for that. They take it very serious. You know how some people might get a restraining order and still see both parts, still see each other and still be around each other? They will lock both of you up.
That is true. And then people have
So
to
even
remember,
though the restraining order is for him, trust me, he still have laws and the order that the judge ordered. And I bet you in that order, it tells him to also stay away from her. It doesn't go one-sided. Even though it's physically in his hands, it goes for both of them.
okay. And then they wouldn't necessarily. And then, as she said earlier before on the live, that because he has not been deemed as yet, because remember they give them time, right? He has not been deemed as yet, so no judge is gonna put a baby basically in a stranger's arm. You can say you're the dad or whatever until there's viable evidence that you are. They're not gonna
The
just because you're
reason he's
basically a
not deemed
stranger
as yet, and the only reason he wants the baby is so he can. Let me tell
get
you
the
something.
DNA.
Each person has to establish a DNA. Anyone can go to court and say, I'm that child's father. Before the judge can even make an order, the only way, I'm going to tell you the only way. So, you know, there's some men, because in the state of New York and the state of PA, they do it. Like back then, they will have men go to court, go in the hospital and sign the birth certificate and find out that child is no longer their child, either through DNA or and you still is responsible. Some judge will still make you responsible for that child, even if that
Yep.
child is not yours. So it depends. It depends. It depends. There's some judges that will say, well, you signed that birth certificate. You acknowledge, because what you're doing at the hospital is acknowledging paternity when you sign that paper. You sign two paper. One paper is basically establishing, yes, I'm the father. That's why you have to sign it in front of a nurse. That's why you have to sign it in front of hospital clerk, because you're basically saying and giving up your rights, saying I am the father with no
Yep.
paternity.
And also to Guyanese or down here in Georgia, even if he puts his name on the birth certificate, um, they still have to go before a judge to get it legitimized to actually have
Exactly.
any rights to the child.
In Georgia, but
Yes.
in New York and PA, New York and PA, once you sign that paperwork at the hospital and you establish paternity,
Yes.
and you go and and that birth certificate and social security number is sent out, and then when she takes you for child support, you try to say, oh, that's not my child. Sometimes the judges don't want to hear that. The judge is
That's
like,
true.
you already signed that you basically said this is your child, so you can't turn around now and say this is not my child.
Because they want it to be a child has two parents.
Exactly. You want to
Yeah.
sign that birth certificate.
Yes.
Another thing where he's saying that he's going to change that child's name. The only way
can't.
for him to change his name now is by going to court. That's with anyone. You
Yes.
cannot. Okay, so she has up to the first 4 months, because when a birth certificate comes, if you turn your birth certificate on the back ways, you will see that you want to make corrections. You want that child name to be spelt right. If there's a mistake on that birth certificate, you have up to 3 months. Exactly. Yes. You have up to 3 months to change that child name or to take that person name off that birth certificate. And then you will have to send it back to vital statistics. Once that birth certificate and social come out, the only way because he's retarded, you have to go in front of a judge. That's like me. If I want to change my name, I will have to go in front of a judge. You
Yes.
can't just take that birth certificate and change that child name. You cannot do that. Vital statistics does not allow you to do that. Now, the only other way, he cannot take that birth certificate and put his name on that birth certificate. He needs Ivany to go to vital statistics.
Okay.
They have you show both of your IDs, and that's the only way that she has to allow you to go on that birth certificate. It's nothing that a judge can do.
Because a lot of people don't realize in America, a lot of Americans, what they don't realize is a lot of Americans
cannot
don't
change his
always
name.
use their
You
father's
have to
name.
go in front of a judge.
Yes.
And judges are not doing that. That's a long way to go. You can't do it. The only way for him to go on ICE birth certificate, he has to go to vital statistic with her. She has to volunteer to do it with you. But she don't like it enough to do that. So it's not gonna happen.
All right, just a second, guys.
Just make a
Gemini.
lay down here. Just reach out, make a lay down.
All right, Kathy, thank you. Gemini, go ahead, dear.
Yes, good evening, guys. That's the question I wanted was to ask if he could go and change the child's name without the mother's
He can't.
That's good because that's what I was concerned about, you know.
He
Because in
can't.
my mind, I'm saying she have to at least give
Be there.
consent for that.
She has to be there. In
Yes, and I
order,
don't
and
think
she
she
has to
want to
be a
do that.
willing participant because they ask you that. Once you go to vital statistic, if people don't know what vital statistic is where you get your death notice, your birth certificates, and things like that when you lose your birth certificate. You cannot, him as a father, even if he gets custody, he cannot go to change, put his name on it and change it because what they're gonna ask him is the mother deceased. If the mother is not deceased, you cannot add your name to that birth certificate. It's not happening. That birth certificate is locked and sealed after he turned 3 months.
Oh, wow.
They give you a month to change it. Any birth certificate that you receive, look at your birth certificate. Well, I was born in the island, so mine don't have it. But if you turn over American birth certificate, your kid's birth certificate, you can see in the back where it says if you want to change name or make corrections.
Okay.
And even then, when you do that, you have to get a notarized letter. You have to show proof of address, and you need both parents' ID, even if you send it in.
Wow.
So he can't do that. He cannot change his name. Is no judge going to change that child name just to be vindictive?
Yeah.
So
But I
he's done.
think
That's his name. That's his name for life. The only way that he can have your last name is Ivany is willing to accompany you to vital statistic.
yeah.
And the only other way is you need a marriage certificate. And we all know they not getting married. So
Exactly. And for
and
this,
the
I
only
don't
way
think
he
Ivany
can
want to
lie,
do that
the
either.
only way that he can lie and change it is, and he has to show.
All right, wait, guys, you know over here to teach him nothing.
Sorry.
You know over here to teach him nothing, me love. Cause them a walk up and down a bill case, and we over here so. So you know over here to teach him nothing, me love. Thank you, Gemini. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else?
She's at the bottom.
No, that's a Nuna. Nuna is there. Nuna.
What's here? I am. What? How did I get here? Guess what? I am just leaving my appointment. I have the phone at my ears.
Oh, and you're on live.
How did this happen? I'm not sure.
All right, people, you see everybody's glued to the phone. There's a lot of things that's going on over here tonight. And as I said, you know, we know any paperwork we want, we go over the we go over the court. Yeah, go over the court. Any paperwork
But
you
he can
want.
be held in contempt. And I'm going to make it my best to call the courthouse on Monday. He can be held in
All
true
right, so
contempt because what he's doing is setting that baby up to be kidnapped.
hold on. Hold on, people. Kerry, go ahead. Go ahead, Kerry.
Good day. That's why I did want she sign a paper afterwards.
Which paper? Which paper?
Oh, yeah, the paper that he gave her. Yeah.
Which paper not talk about?
He sent her some papers. He gave her some paper to establish him as the father. The paternity paper I told you. Yes, because she kept asking, what kind of papers is these? And I was one that comment and say, don't sign them. Those is giving him, establishing him as the father, the paternity papers that they give you at a hospital. They also give it to you at the courthouse.
So, people, if you're new to this platform, welcome. The gentleman put something out after getting denied by the court that anybody has information, anybody at all that has information, meaning the name, the address, of whoever has the child, he's willing to pay. So, if you're new on the platform, you can come into the box. Who Katy a talk about now? What Katy a talk about? Hey, Ghanaians, me tell enough look down in box, but me a Katy down the attack. I wish she has no, me can't, no. Who? Anyways, what you're saying now, Ghanaians, go ahead.
She did not give the baby the last
All right,
name.
so what we're saying concerning what we're saying about what he posts over there.
First of all, wait. When she received the birth certificate, I was on the live.
No. Look at mama. We not go back over her birth certificate.
No, we not. But somebody is saying that she gave him his last name. She did not.
Look. Now read what galang down there. So me tell you. We are go back over the post at that with the
Okay.
So you're saying if the restraining order, because me bring somebody to come talk about the restraining order, the dates. So me want you to break it down now so John public can know what you say now.
Okay. So there's ways to violate your restraining order. Once it's okay, so there's two types of restraining orders. There's a temporary restraining order. And then there's the permanent. One is temporary, one is permanent. What he has is permanent up to a year. It can be up to a year, it could be up to 5 years, or it could be indefinite. Okay? They're not going to do indefinite in case he's the father, so they did it for a year. Okay? Once that gavel was hit, and once the clerk stamped the time and the date, you are supposed to go by that restraining order. You can be held in contempt, and also it's called a violation of a restraining order. Once they told him, you have a permanent, but you need to stay away from her, and she's to stay away from you. You're not supposed to mention her. You're not supposed to do anything. That's a violation. He still continued to do it. Now, when you got that denial of the emergency custody, and if the judge gave you another date, you was not supposed to turn around and take it upon yourself and put out the post that you put out, because it's going to hold you in contempt. It's saying that you do not respect what the judge said to you as not denying you emergency custody, and you basically put this child at risk. That's why I don't understand why people is not reporting him. He's in contempt, not once, but twice. He's in contempt from the denial, the emergency custody order. You cannot go behind no judge back and do what you want to do. If you go behind
But
that
you know,
judge,
somebody say it over here, Guyanese. I see some people come up on the platform and say this and that, but go ahead. Me like how you jack the gem them tonight. Go ahead and talk.
once you go behind that judge back, there's some judges that's gonna take it personally and sock it to you. There's some judges that can actually imprison you for that.
Okay, so I heard somebody saying here, choose your talk. I did restraining order before. So this is what I am asking people. I don't need for company platform, you know. Because this me I ask. When you put something like that out there, don't you put the caregiver and the child at risk?
At risk, yes, and it's stating that
And
he
this
don't
nobody
give a
now
damn
put
what
out
the
that.
judge
It me I
says.
talk about people. It me I talk about. And we are hammer it. Yeah, man, me a hammer it. So it me I talk about.
Yes. Again, he has to. You get 3 copies. You always get 3 copies of a permanent order. One is for you to keep. The second one, because I deal with it every day, the second one is for you to take it to the closest police station that you live close to. And the third one will be if a child is involved, you take it to the school, to any school or wherever that child is going to be at. But in his case, he probably took it to his workplace. So it covers him. But in that, the person that said that is the truth, I'm saying, please tell me if I'm telling the truth. Once you get that order, that judge tell you to stay away from each other and do not, even though he's the one that got it in his hands and it was granted for him, he cannot, in fact, turn around and do the
Guyanese,
same thing.
wait there. The person that said she's talking the truth, come in my box, yeah. I up here some more for you, no. Me not time for read comment now. Up here some want to hear you. All right. Let me go ahead now.
So
Guyanese,
he
wait, no.
basically violated that.
You wait there,
Soon
you
as
know,
the order was made, he violated it.
hold
Now,
on, Guyanese, wait for a second. Can you know me have my paperwork over here, my love? Wait. Because we not just come for talk sake. Wait. All right. Anybody with information and who got my son, yeah, try to talk like him now. And who got my son, name and address, any valid proof, ain't no price. And my son, yeah.
let me
much
tell
you
you how that could
want?
come across. That could come across.
Only,
That
Guyanese,
could.
you know, some you go use the book and lick you work a quote, so you know, make me read. When you do a quote, you have to listen to your judge, you know,
Yes,
my love.
I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
Look. But tell a lie, people, when you do a quote, you have to listen to your judge.
Yes.
It's a process. Anybody with information and who got my son, name and address, any valid proof, ain't no price. And my son, how much you want, only paying if information is legit. And this is what I am asking, is the caregiver, whoever the caregiver, the child is at risk. Because remember, he said here, wait, ain't no price. Ain't no price. Once the information is legit. I don't miss him say so.
So guess what? Guess how that will come across to a judge and a police officer. It will come across as the word that he says, no price. it will come across as him staging a kidnap.
What you just say a while ago?
It will come across as him staging a kidnap, meaning he's telling anyone if he sees his son or he knows his address or anything to contact him. So what you're doing is you're staging a kidnap.
Hold on there, mama. Me glad it up on the platform, you know. No, hold on there, mama. Hold on there. Because the Vietnam man alive I go mad, you know. Wait. So when he said there's no price on my son, how much you want?
He's staging a kidnap and he's
Only
telling them
paying
as
if
long
information is legit. Wait.
Yes.
Is he putting out a manhunt? Is this person putting out a manhunt?
Yes.
He's putting out a manhunt.
We're not going to say manhunt. Let's use the words of law. You're staging a kidnap.
Jesus. No, but me, I have to ask you because you're taking it to the
He's
public.
basically, yes, someone said it. You're putting a bounty on the caregiver and your child's head. Your alleged child. Because God knows if I was Ivany, I would say it was somebody else picking.
No, but may I ask you because the reason why I said manhunting are because at the end of the day, you're taking it to the streets.
The best word is bounty. Because bounty is like a bounty hunter. So he's sending all these people to find information and look for his child. So yes, he's staging a kidnap. He's possibly putting this child at risk for anything to happen. Because let me tell you how I would take it. I would take it as anyone can kidnap this child for you, and if they might not want what you're offering and hold this child for a higher ransom.
Wait there. Repeat the one there, mama. Repeat it.
Again, what you're doing is anyone that gets hold of this child, because he don't know. Atlanta is crazy. What you're doing is you're putting a bounty on this child's head. And say, for instance, he tell these people, because he said there's no limit. So now say that this person...
He said there's no price.
Yeah, there's no price. So say that you find this child now, and he tells this man, oh, here's 500. And the man say, no, I don't want 500. I want 5,000. You get it? There's some people that's gonna want more.
So let me ask you, with the child out there and the dog out there, and if the caregiver may be walking the child, and
I'm gonna tell you what, I'm pretty sure Ivany not slow. Trust me, whoever is in care of this child, let me tell you what you can do. For instance, I might be away. Let's say, because you can do it when you're traveling. You can do it while you're incarcerated. You can do it whenever. So say, for instance, your daughter come to you and say, Mom, I'm leaving the country for a couple months. I need you to take care of your grandchild, and you agree. So what you do is you write a letter. You get the letter notarized. If it's not notarized, it's no good. So Ivany could have said,
you have to get it notarized. We know that.
Yeah, you have to get in the state for it to be legit. It has to be notarized. So that means both people go to the notary. So Ivany probably was like, Ivany gave such and such temporary custody of my son. She can do. Let me break it down before they say she can't do that. She can do that because
she can't do that. It's on the website.
She's the only.
It's on the website. Islam, dear. Me go over the long time go look.
So she can get that paper. So whoever
Ghanese, me go look here. You know, me tell us I'm a liquor file in cabinet.
Okay.
And you know, so when me want, me know who to call for do this and do that.
Exactly.
Don't you see? When I'm ready, I call out the followers that I know also have the paperwork and the documentation. We don't joke over here.
Yes.
We don't joke over the part here.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
So whoever have temporary custody can now take what he said and file a police report for attempted kidnap. If the person don't want to be known, she has a family lawyer. The person can contact the family lawyer, give the family lawyer what they have, and the family lawyer can take a restraining order out for ICE.
You
You
have
feel me?
ice the baby?
Yes. Each child, understand this, in a court, each child has a court-appointed lawyer.
But if restraining go on ice now, how that go work?
No, when I say a restraining order for ICE, meaning it's going to be a restraining order against him.
Me know that, mama.
Yes.
Wait, no. Then if they got to court restraining order against him, no guy, is that the time they gonna make the man lick me in my head, me love? Because remember, say me bring hey,
No, because guess what now? He is not, see, you guys, this man is not untouchable. You guys are acting like he's God. This
wait, guys, wait there. What you say? We act like he's God?
No, not you.
Who are playing
But
Vice
a
Note
lot
them
of
over
people
here?
act like this man can say and do what he
Me
wants.
say who are playing Vice Note them over here?
You, exactly, but I'm saying he have laws. He can be held in contempt. And you see me, he don't got the right person. Cause see with me, but I'm gonna fix it on Monday. Trust and believe I'm gonna fix it on Monday.
Look here. Remember, say me inbox open. Make sure I gotta send you me email because I want.
Trust me.
Hold on, I want all the documentation because I have to put them in my filing cabinet. You hear me, madam? They have to be in my filing
I'm gonna
cabinet.
fix it on Monday. I don't know why people. You see what I don't get is when she was locked up, they had a lot of time. They called down that jail, telling them bad things about her, and now they reading what this man said. You can easily call the police officer and say, I'm afraid for this child because this man has put a bounty out on this baby head.
So we Ghanese, from other day, me a beat. What the people them will follow me there? Come on, just say follow. Everybody will follow me. When no one will follow me, will die with me. Just say scrub. Cause that no call me no scrub. But the people them will follow me there. Come on, ask no question.
You can call.
Hold on, no mama. Hold on, no man. Hold on, no man. See them come out. See them a march out here. Look here. No, for other day, me said this should not. Me not let go this. How much I own me tell say me not let it go. Me say me not drop this. This can't drop.
I'ma tell y'all what to say. When y'all
No. Not tell me. Look here. Not tell me what to say. Me have everything that me filing.
No, not you. I'm talking about the ones that saying that they call in.
No. We don't need to tell. Look here. Not tell him over here, so me love. Not tell him over here.
Okay, no problem. I will write
Not
it and
tell
put
him
it in my
over
story.
here, so.
I will write it and put it in my story. But you guys can call and report with his real name and let them know. He's putting that child in jeopardy after the judge denied. They're not going to want to hear that. No judge is in their right mind going to say, when you stood in front of me in this courthouse and I denied you emergency custody, you turned around and you did this.
Well, that may I ask and see you give me the answer here.
Yeah, I'm giving you the answer.
So no give me the answer here. That's all. Look at no people is when God send you on a mission for do our work, my love. You make sure you do it and do it good. You will on the Guyanese, car you come right just in time, my love. Wait there. Hold on the Guyanese. Let me take some people up here.
Okay.
Hold on there.
Wait, no. Me in the pan live, yeah, man. Go on there.
Scrubs, I have a question for Ghanese.
Yes, it's true, you know. You're supposed to report it, you know,
You
make
hear
the
me?
police get contact and protect the caregiver for the baby, you know. And the baby. It's big trouble. You can't take away the baby anytime. And nobody don't know where the baby is. That is the problem. Remember the baby small now when you take away the baby and the baby grow up. Yeah, and the baby grow up. Now gonna know him mother.
Ghanese.
Hold on.
My question to you
Hold
is,
on. Cathy, just a second. Me I go on the mic. You know, me notice, you know, it's when me go on the mic and me go about my business, and then me think, when I say me this and me that. You know what is that? Allow me I tell Clark a quote. Anytime me go on the mic and me go about my business, and I have one whole person for say, I'll me did I cook and sit down and say this and that about me love.
look here, when I go sleep, we're still there.
So that's what me I say.